Okay, so good morning. Happy to have you guys with me this morning. Well, actually, this afternoon. I have to get used to that with the time change, right? So, what I've been talking about all week is a little bit of a mixture of things. Basically, we're in what's called Vata season, right? We have all this wind blowing around us, and everything's a little off balance, a little confusing. So, that's the season that we're in. Also, though, when I think about it, our whole world is going through a Vata season, right? There is so much confusion right now. There's so much, the winds of change and just so much swirling around and uncertainty. And then mixed in with that is a little bit of Pitta, right? The energy of Pitta, the fire. And I call it, I think in my mind, it's a Pitta imbalance, right? It's a little bit too much Pitta. So there's anger that wells up out of nowhere. And when I say out of nowhere, for me, usually the anger erupts from fear. And so I was thinking the other day about how in the world of Ayurveda, we balance the seasons, using food and other things, right? So if there's too much salt, we add a little bit of sugar. So how can we do that in our world today? How can we take all of this confusion and this pushing against and this anger, pitta energy? How can we kind of neutralize that? And the answer comes back to again and again and again, taking control of ourselves, taking care of ourselves, and bringing gentleness into this world, bringing the opposite of what we're seeing into this world in order to balance some of that energy. So where there's confusion, a little bit of clarity, a little bit of simplicity. Where there's anger, maybe a little bit of gentleness, kindness, compassion. And, those ingredients are not just something to put into the outside world for other people, but for ourselves too. To really this time of year, find ways to be gentle, to slow down, to ground ourselves, to find compassion for ourselves, to notice when those little pitta fires start to flare up, and then ask ourselves, how can I navigate that energy? Because we don't want to push it away. The anger comes up and it means there's something to look at. And if there's fear beneath the anger, I need to look at that fear, and then I need to kind of take that apart a little bit and pull those threads so that I'm not walking around with this pent up fear. So just noticing, for me anyway, the way that I move through my day. Am I grounding myself? Am I being mindful? Am I eating a little slower? Are my conversations, am I fully participating in those conversations? Am I present when I'm talking to someone? Am I listening to what they're saying? Am I hearing something on the news and then reacting to it the same way that the people that I am getting angry at are reacting to me? Right? Little ways to kind of bring it home, to start to take control of what feels like this energy that we have no control of around us. So just thinking about different ways to be able to bring that into your world, into your life today as we move through the practice. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we move and pause and breathe and smile. Smiling is a really beautiful way to bring you into the moment and to introduce that energy of gentleness. Everybody smile right now. Put a big smile on your face. Notice how you feel. And then look at each other's smiling faces. Notice how you feel. Right? We have so much more control than we realize, but the control is in much more subtler ways than we think. So close your eyes and start to move into the energy around you. Noticing your emotions, your thoughts. Noticing what's coming up right now. Another thing to be aware of is that the full moon was yesterday, moving into today. And that full moon energy is very emotional energy also. The full moon is the ripening, it's the giving birth to whatever has grown over the period of time between the last full moon. And so we have that energy moving through us too. So noticing those emotions, harnessing all of this energy in a way that we can use it in our favor, use it to show up in this world as who we want to be, to show up in our own minds as who we want to be. Breathe and feel. Long, deep breaths. And on the next exhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart. We're going to open with Om Namo, Gurudev Namo. If you're familiar, please join with your voice, if not with your ears. Deep inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Pause and feel. Maybe noticing if the vibration of that chant has altered your emotions in any way. Maybe yes, maybe no. Always noticing, always pausing to go inside and see what we introduce, how it affects our own vibration, our own feelings and thoughts, breath. We'll move into our next chant, Ad Gare Name. If you're not familiar with the celestial communication version of it, we're going to do it with Ad Gare Name at our heart center. Jugad Gare Name, we bring the prayer to our third eye. Sat Gare Name, we open up. And then Siri Gurudev Name, we bring prayer back to our own hearts 3 times. Ad Gare Name, Jugad Gare Name, Sad Gare Name, Siri Gurudev Name. Ad Gare Name, Jugad Gare Name, Sad Gare Name, Siri Gurudev Name. Pause and feel. Maybe noticing that the energy of protection that we've just flowed to our own hearts begins to soften that heart space. Maybe noticing a softening of the energy around you, an expansiveness. Maybe. Take a deep breath in now. Bring that prayer up overhead. Squeeze the pelvic floor, the navel center up. Let your eyes roll up toward the third eye. Fingertips reaching up as if someone were pulling you up into the clouds. And then as you exhale, palms out, slowly moving through your own electromagnetic field. Feeling the energy of you, loving the energy of you. Grateful for the energy of you. Fingertips kissing Mother Earth. Pausing for an extra shot of that grounding, nurturing energy. Take one more long, deep breath in. And then slowly make your way to your backs. Once you get there, plant your feet, bend your knees. And notice if you have to adjust in any way to really let your body settle into the mat. Really allow yourself to surrender. Allowing Mother Earth to hold you so sweetly, so completely, because she will every time. The energy of the mother is just waiting for you to settle into her, to trust her enough to totally, completely surrender. And you guys look so sweet. The ones that I can see are definitely totally surrendered, and I'm sure if I can't see you, you are melting into that mat. Take a long, deep breath here. And then another. And then begin to bring your right knee into your chest, leaving your left foot planted. Squeeze your nose to your knee and then back down. And then place your hand on back of your thigh, your right thigh, and lift that leg, that foot up to the sky. Circle the ankle a little bit. Maybe point and flex. And then releasing your hands, begin to bring that right leg out to the right. You can use your right hand to support the outside of your right thigh. Bring it out to the right. And bring it back up. Bring that knee into your chest. And back up to the sky. And then lower your right ankle onto your left knee. Reach inside, wrap your hands around that left thigh, moving into supine pigeon. You can use your right elbow if you'd like to press that right knee away as you pull the left thigh in. Breathe nice and deeply here. Everything that happens inside of us is happening outside of us, and everything that's happening outside is happening inside. We're part of nature, the weather that moves through those gray days sometimes move into our inner world. What if we could stay soft through all the grayness, through all the uncertainty, through all the winds of change? What if we could soften? Where in your body right now can you soften? Where are you holding? Where is there armor? Is it your mind, your heart, your creative center? Begin to move that left foot up toward the sky, straightening that extended foot. A few more ankle rolls here, maybe a little pointing and flexing. And then bend that knee. Bring the foot all the way down to the floor as you release your hands. Take your right hand, place it on your right knee. Take your left hand, place it on your right foot. And begin to rock that hip open, moving your foot from side to side. So one way to really find new perspective in these times of uncertainty is to start to notice where you place your attention. Come to stillness. Let that right foot move up to the sky. Bring it out to the right one more time. And slowly back up. And as slowly as you can, lower your right foot down to the mat. Bring your left knee into your chest. Bend your right knee and plant that foot. Take a few breaths here. You stop and take time during your day to acknowledge your own successes. And when we hear the word success, sometimes we think of something really big, but a success is not wanting to get out of bed and doing it anyway. A success is speaking with someone who's difficult and having a conversation that you can be proud of. A success is vowing to wake up in the morning and meditate for 10 minutes doing it. Can you contemplate your successes? Bring your knee to your nose toward your knee. Lower back down. Release your hands, let the left foot come up toward the sky. And then supporting the outside of your left thigh, let it open out to the left. Take a breath here. As you bring it back. Boy, do I wish I could remember what I did on the other side. Oh, yes. Roll that ankle a little bit, point and flex. And then we're going to bring the left ankle onto the right knee. Reach inside, pulling up on that right thigh. Flexing both feet. Maybe pushing that knee away as you pull the thigh towards you. And letting the right foot float up to the sky. Point and flex and circle. And then bending that knee, letting it come back down to the floor. Taking your right hand, putting it on your left foot, your left hand on your left knee. Begin to rock that hip open. Awareness begins to soften space. So if there's armor around your heart, if there's a protection around your heart, get to bring your attention to that space and see if you can soften it. Just by gazing at it, by loving it, by breathing into it. When you have a headache, try to close your eyes and soften the space in your mind and your head. Breathe into it and see what happens. Bring that foot to stillness, up to the sky. You think, right? Yeah. Point and flex and roll. And one more time out to the left. And then back in. Slowly, slowly, slowly lowering down. And then bend that left knee, planting your foot. Bring your feet as wide as the mat. And you can either leave your arms on your belly or bring them out to a T and begin to windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Find a hand position that gives you a sense of freedom. Let your breath move with your hips, with your legs. When we consciously soften muscles in our body, We feel the release in a physical sense, right? We feel our neck let go, our shoulders let go. The same thing happens when you begin to soften on the inside, soften your heart, soften your mind. You begin to feel the sense of relaxation. Come back to center. Bring both knees into your chest. Squeeze your nose towards your knees. Let your head rest back down, rock from side to side for a moment. And then either rocking up and down on your spine or rolling over to your right side. You're going to bring yourself up and move into tabletop. Once you get there, really pay attention to where your wrists are. Are they under your shoulders, your knees? Are they under your hips? And once they're there, check in with yourself to see if this feels good for you, if this feels like a solid foundation. If it doesn't, move those hands forward a little bit. Move those knees a little wider apart. Find what your foundation is. Begin to really, not begin, because if you're doing this work, you've already begun, but spend more time noticing, trusting yourself. And then begin very deep hip rolls here. Sitting way back, almost touching your heels as you move back. Moving your hands forward a little bit, your arms forward, so you can really bring your body forward. Our breath is a really beautiful way to begin to get our bodies, our emotions to cooperate with what it is that we want to bring into this world. Right, we already know, go in the opposite direction now. We already know that when we get nervous or scared, our breath changes. Right? So it makes sense that if our emotions can dictate our breath, then our breath can dictate our emotions. And so if we're really conscious and we feel ourselves closing up around something, something makes us afraid or a little angry, and we start to close instead of open, we can pause and we can breathe into that space so deeply. And then maybe in that opening, rather than that closing, that softness and gentleness, rather than that rigidity, maybe there can be a shift in the situation. Maybe there can be a change of perspective. Right? Fear and distrust and worry, all that stuff creates these layers of armor. Come to stillness. And then bring your big toes together, your knees nice and wide. Sit back on your heels. And then sink forward into child's pose. And once you get there, begin to consciously breathe into the back body, expanding beyond the confines of your skin. Softening anything that needs to be softened. Notice your shoulders. Release any burdens that you're holding there. Notice your fingers. As your fingers consciously relax and lose their grip, your mind may also do that. Everything is so connected. As we soften in one place, it's like a ripple effect. We soften everywhere, and then we feel vulnerable and get scared again. And so the trick is to start to change that automatic reaction when we feel scared or we feel angry. The more we do it, the more we change that tide, that whirlpool. And we begin to remember, no, don't close, stay open. Embrace this, whatever it is, it's yours. Another long, deep breath here. And then make your way back up into tabletop. Moving slowly, mindfully. And once you get there, you're going to bring your right arm out to the right and pause and look up at it and really stretch as if you're trying to touch the sun. And then slowly begin to thread it under your right armpit. And then open up again. Don't stop. Keep going. You're going to flow the energy, reaching up, giving back. Even close your eyes and just feel the energy moving around you. Notice what it feels like to begin to shift the energy in your space consciously. Becoming so aware of the goodness in you that that smile begins to come across your lips. Automatically, just really connecting with your own goodness. And the next time that you come down, let your shoulder lower, come to stillness. Take that left hand and either let it move out to the top of the mat or onto your sacrum, wherever your point comfort is. When I say comfort, I don't mean not moving out of that zone that you're used to. For me, comfort is moving into who I really am. So whatever feels good to you, if it feels a little challenging and that challenge feels good, go for it. If it feels really challenging and you're challenging yourself because you think someone's looking at you on a camera, stop. Do what feels good to you. Do what's right for you. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth with a sigh. And then bring that left hand down if it's off the mat. Press into it, lift up, bring that right arm out to the right one more time. And then let it land softly next to your left hand. And switch sides, inhaling out to the left, really reaching, and then exhaling. And beginning that journey, that dance through your own electromagnetic field. Our electromagnetic field, our aura, is made up of what we feed it. It's made up of the energy of our thoughts and our desires, and our meditation and our chanting, and our words. So the more that we feed it the energy of our goodness, the more that we acknowledge the innate truth that we are pure goodness, every one of us, with a whole lot of other crap piled on the top of it sometimes. But truly goodness, the more we feed that into our electromagnetic field, the more we attract that into our lives, and then the more we project that into the world. Next time you come down, stay. And maybe this time bring that hand someplace else. Try something new, and if it doesn't feel right, then shift. Long, deep breaths. Every one of our emotions has a pattern to it, and it affects our physical body in some way. Maybe notice next time you feel something, an emotion that's familiar. Notice where you feel it in your body. Notice how it shifts your physical body. And begin to initiate change by beginning to shift that body part. Maybe opening those shoulders a little more. Maybe bringing that chin up or not letting that heart move back. Everybody's patterns are different. Know yours. Begin to bring that right hand down to the mat if it's not there already. Press into it. Back into tabletop. Bring that arm up and let it settle down. Do a few cat-cows here, moving that spine. And as you come to center, curl your toes. Shift your hips up to the sky. Move into downward facing dog. You can bend your knees here. You can shake your hips. And then slowly begin to walk your feet towards your hands. Let yourself move through Uttanasana, letting everything flow down toward the mat, feeling a sense of grounding. Feel all four corners of your feet. Feel your palms on the mat. Feel the energy of your crown and your third eye connecting to Mother Earth. And here, begin to bounce your knees forward a little bit. You can either do both knees at the same time or one and then the other. Just kind of bouncing them forward a little bit, as if you were walking in place very slowly. Move back to stillness. Bend your knees a lot. Inhale your arms forward. Come halfway up. And then exhale down again, bringing your arms behind you. Inhale halfway up. Arms forward. Exhale down. One more time. Arms forward. Knees bent and then back. Let your hands float to the mat. And then bring your hands to your sacrum. Interlace your fingers at your sacrum. And then pull your hands up toward the sky. And then back down toward your sacrum as you bring yourself up slowly to stand. Once you get there, release your fingers. Let them come to your sides, palms facing forward. Tadasana. With your eyes closed, feel those feet grounded to the mat. Feel the energy of the mother moving up, like roots moving in reverse. Roots growing from the earth and moving through your legs. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And then in through your mouth and out through your nose. You continue to breathe that way, alternating, swaying breath, finding that balance, bringing in the coolness and the warmth, finding that neutral place where everything has a new perspective, everything has a possibility. And then return to your natural breath and smile. And as you smile, imagine yourself moving through your body, starting at the crown of your head and smiling at your crown chakra, smiling at your brain, your third eye, your pineal gland, your pituitary gland, your thyroid, your throat chakra, smiling at your bones, your heart, your thymus, smiling at your power center, all of your organs of digestion, your kidneys, your liver, your spleen, smiling at your sacral energy, your reproductive organs, smiling at your sacrum, your root, your organs of elimination, smiling at every cell of your body. And take a deep breath in through your nose. Bring your arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your hands into prayer down through the midline of your body. Dive toward the mat. Inhale back, arms out wide, coming to stand. Hands overhead in prayer. Bring that down through the midline and keep going. A beautiful ritual dance. Dancing with yourself, dancing with the sun, dancing with the wind. Smiling, smiling, smiling. Gentleness, softening. Giving this world what it needs right now to balance out all the tumultuous energy. The next time you feel your hands moving towards your heart, leave them there. Bring your arms out to a T. Take your right hand, reach down for your left ankle, left arm up to the sky. Yeah, you can widen your feet a little bit. Thank you, Marge. Come back up, move to the other side. Stretch that way a few times. And the next time that you come up, stay up. Bring your feet together. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, dive down toward the mat. Bend your knees so that you can plant those palms. Step your right foot back, your left to meet it. Take one more nice stretch and downward facing dog. And then step your right foot forward in between your hands. Bring your left knee to the mat. Find your foundation and then slowly inhale your arms up to the sky, moving into Anjaneyasana, bending deeply into that right thigh, letting the pelvis really move toward the ground. Take a deep, deep inhale, and as you exhale, plant your hands on either side of that foot. Lift your back knee. Step your front foot back. Move those hips a little bit. And as you come to center, bring the left foot forward, right in between those hands. The knee gently touches the mat. Arms inhale up to the sky. Giving the world a shot of your heart, a shot of your goodness. Your goodness is like no one else's. And then slowly release down. Press into your palms, lift the back knee. This time, step the back foot forward to meet the front. Bend your knees a lot. Lower your butt as if you were almost like you were going to sit on the ground just for a moment. And then move it back up. Step one foot back. And then the other. Knees to the mat. Press back into child's pose. Breathing, breathing, breathing here. Just a few ways to ground and slow and be gentle with yourself and others this time of year. Make sure that you're nourishing yourself in so many ways, with food, with thought, with the company you keep. Make sure that you are nourishing your heart, that you're giving yourself what you need rather than what the world tells you you need. Slow your life down. Don't rush. Prioritize. Decide where you want to spend your time and your energy and do that. See what happens. Maybe you do it already. Sip lots of warm fluids, water and tea and golden milk. Move your body to break up stagnation and then rest your body to allow it to heal and mend. Make self-care a priority. Remember to be so grateful. Look around you and find things to be grateful for. They're already in front of you. So many things. Take the time to notice them. Cultivating the energy of gentleness, of gratitude. Slowly begin to walk yourself up. Make your way into a comfortable seat. And once you get there, let your hands come down to either side of your body, touching the floor. And get nice and comfortable. Make sure that move the flesh away from your sit bones. Close your eyes and begin to bring your attention to your right ear. And then notice your right shoulder. And with your eyes closed, see if you can begin to feel the distance between your right shoulder and your right ear. Notice the distance between the two. And see if you can notice what your shoulder is doing in relation to your ear. Is it forward of it? Is it moving toward it? Is it back? Is it neutral? Just notice. Slowly begin to move your shoulder up towards your ear, really slowly. Noticing as if it was a person walking toward another person. Just watch that shoulder as it moves up toward the ear. Bring it up as high as you can. And then once you're up there, ever so slowly, just the way you did going there, begin to move it back down. Slowly, slowly, slowly moving your shoulder back down. Now pause and notice the distance between your ear and your shoulder, where your shoulder is in relationship to your ear. And then one more time, slowly bring that shoulder towards your ear. And this time, keep it there for 3 full breaths. Take a deep breath in. Now, 2 more at your own pace. And then slowly begin to release your shoulder back down. Noticing again the distance between your shoulder and your ear. Maybe noticing that just a little bit of attention and intention. Maybe your shoulder's a little more relaxed, a little further away. Now move your attention from your right shoulder to your left. Notice, is one higher than the other? And then bring your attention to your left ear and your left shoulder. Become aware of the distance between the two. Slowly begin to move that left shoulder towards your left ear. And slowly lowering it down. Pausing and noticing any change. Maybe yes, maybe no. And then making that journey again, shoulder toward the ear, very slowly. high as you can go, consciously shrugging that shoulder up, and then taking 3 long deep breaths here. And then after the 3rd breath, letting that shoulder slowly move back down. Noticing any shifts, any changes. Our bodies react to our emotions in very habitual ways, and we develop these patterns of shrugged shoulders. Maybe our shoulders forward, our hips, our tailbone, they all move in different directions based upon our emotion, based upon these habits. When we do little gentle exercises like this, we begin to release the habitual energy. You may even find be a little emotional after you do something like this. As we hold those emotions in our joints, notice your emotions right now. And gently open your eyes. We're going to do a celestial communication meditation now. It's a little bit of a complicated one, but it's my favorite one. I'm going to try it with the music. The chant is Sat Narayan Wahe Guru Hari Narayan Satanam. And it's going to look like this. So your hands are going to be on your knees. Sat Narayan. Well, let me show you the positions first, and then I'll go through the chant. You're going to bring your hands up over your shoulders like you're throwing your worries away. And you're going to bring your hands back down to your knees. Fingertips together in your lap. And then the energy is going to rise up. You're going to rise the Kundalini energy up. You're going to make a triangle at your 3rd eye. And you're going to bring a prayer straight out. And then your hands are going to kind of revolve around each other as you flip them. Yep. And then you're going to bring that prayer into your heart. And you're going to open up like a lotus up to your 3rd eye. And then one hand is going to move around, clearing your mind out to the side, the other arm out to the side. And then you're going to hug yourself and offer a prayer to the world. So I'm not going to put Margie on the spot. I'm going to spotlight myself for this. And I'm going to also see if you can hear the music. We're going to do this just for a few minutes, but I want you to really see if you can let yourself fall into it. So let me see. Can you hear this music? Let's see. Yeah, is that a good tone or higher? Good? Up a little? All right. So I'm going to start it over. Everybody get ready. Your hands are going to be on your knees, palms up. You can watch me for a few rounds and then see if you can close your eyes and fall into it. And you can't do this wrong. So get ready, and here we go. Maybe. Maybe not. Get ready.
Satnarayana Vaheguru Hari Narayana Satnam 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 Satnarayan Vaheguru Hari Narayan 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 Satnam Satnarayana Vaheguru Hari Narayana 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 Satnam
Rise and feel now. Feel the energy. Chant. Satnarayan Vaheguru Hari Narayan Satnam. True sustainer, great indescribable wisdom, creative force, true identity. It's a chant for peace, inner peace and outer peace. Thousands and thousands of people across the nation chant this and do this celestial communication meditation on World Peace Day. Feel the energy of peace moving through you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and gently make your way to your back. So celestial communication meditations are part of the Kundalini tradition. They're an expression of joyful emotion. They're a connection between the mind and the body expressing out into the world. And if you enjoyed that and you want information on where the music is and stuff, just let me know. I'll send it to you, because to sit and to do that for 11 minutes and really let yourself fall into it is really an amazing, amazing experience. Maybe one day we'll just do it for 11 minutes together. So if you're on your back, plant your feet, knees bent, bring your arms out to the sides, or actually down by your sides, palms up. And we'll do a few flowing bridges, get a couple back bends in here, inhaling up, bring those hips up, arms overhead, exhale down. Do that a few times. And then come to stillness. Move your feet just a little tiny bit closer to your butt if you can. Get a nice firm foundation and just lift your left leg up to the sky. A long deep breath here. And on the exhale, lower that foot. Move to the other side. foot up, nice long deep inhale. And on the exhale, lowering it down. And then move your feet forward a little bit. Let the soles of your feet come together, your knees fall out to the side. Supine Baddha Konasana. And bring those feet up to the sky. Knees in towards your chest. Begin to reach for your insteps. Moving into happy baby pose. Your knees moving wide toward your armpits. Rock from side to side here. And then releasing your feet. Plant them on the mat. Wide as the mat. Do a few slow windshield wipers, letting yourself pause on each side as you move your legs to one side. Pause there. And go back to the other side. Pause. And a few more times. And then when you're ready, take any final stretches or twists that would feel good before settling into Shavasana. It only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still, and just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper, and I remember again that life is not a relay race, that we all cross the finish line, that waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget, catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe and be, and walk slowly into the mystery. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring your movement to your fingers, your toes. Let your head rock from side to side. Bring the palms of your hands, the soles of your feet together, and then rub, rub, rub. And that you bring your knees into your chest, either rock up and down on your spine or rock to your right, coming up to a seat. We'll meet with our hands in prayer, eyes closed. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Please join me in sealing our practice together with a long Satnam. Deep inhale. Sa. Nam. Moving your thumbs to the space between your brow, letting your chin float into your own amazing heart. Be love, believe, be true to you. Satnam, everybody.